evening. You're watching news at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. You can also follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and catch us on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. Now the major headlines. Taraba State showcases climate leadership at UN Climate Summit in Bonn, Germany, calls for global support for subnational actions ahead of COP30. Tinubu ECOWAS lawmakers rally for inclusive regional cooperation, push economic integration, policy stability, and youth-led industrial growth ahead of ECOWAS section. The governors Otu and Ayedatiwa champions PPPs for Seaport project at Nigeria PPP Summit. International news. Khamenei picks 3 senior clerics as potential successors amidst Israeli threats, includes son Majtaba to signal stability and deflect dynastic fears. Business news. Trump extends TikTok sale deadlines by 90 days. Talks with U.S. investors continues as Nigeria sees 28.98% surge in farm produce and cost amidst insecurity in Benue and other regions. Entertainment news. Stella Damaso slams Hollywood bias against African accents and representation. And sport news. Trust Ekong hosts Lagos fan event ahead of star-studded charity march at Onikan. I'm Bridget James, and now the news in full. At the 62nd section of the UNFCCC subsidiary bodies in Bonn, Germany, Taraba State showcased its leadership in climate governance as Honorable Aishat A. Bardi, Commissioner for Environment and Climate Change, advocated for stronger inclusions of subnational actors in global climate actions ahead of COP30. She highlighted Taraba's achievements from the institutional upgrades of her ministry, grassroots climate education, and budget-backed reforestation campaign, to the launch of a climate change policy targeting 90% renewable energy by the 2060. Bardi called for global support in the form of finance, technology, and capacity building, emphasizing the subnational governments they are closest to the risks and to the solutions. Some TV correspondents complete the report.
Second session of the UNFCCC subsidiary bodies, SB62 in Bonn, Germany, Honorable Aishat A. Bardi, Commissioner of Environment and Climate Change, Taraba State, Nigeria, made a strong case for the inclusion and empowerment of subnational actors in the evolving global climate action agenda as the world prepares for COP30 in Belém, Brazil. Speaking during a high-level session led by the incoming COP30 presidency and the UN climate-level champions, Honorable Bardi highlighted Taraba State dual reality, a region blessed with a rich biodiversity, cultural heritage, natural resources, and diverse ecological zones, such as the iconic Gashaka-Gumti National Park, yet increasingly vulnerable to the escalating impact of climate change, including flooding, drought, soil erosion, and desertification. Honorable Bardi emphasized that while global ambition is vital, implementation is local. She outlined institutional reform, community engagement, budgetary commitment, massive tree planting, promotion of climate-smart agriculture and livestock practices, among others, as a number of bold climate initiatives Taraba State had already undertaken that align with the theme of the emerging global climate action agenda. The Commissioner used the platform to call for deeper partnership and support from international institutions and climate finance mechanisms. She acknowledged the growing support from partners like the Federal Ministry of Environment, National Council on Change Secretariat, Under 2 Coalition, and a French African Climate Foundation, but stressed the urgent need for more. but stressed the urgent need for capacity building, technology transfer, direct access to climate finance, particularly Giant Beef Climate Fund for adaptation and mitigation projects. The intervention underscores how subnational entities like Taraba State are not only willing but capable of delivering transformative climate solutions if empowered. As the world looks towards COP30, places like Taraba's are essential in shaping a truly inclusive, action-oriented global climate agenda.
The President of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, attends the final day of the West Africa Economic Summit today at the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center in Abuja. The event, initiated by Tinubu in his role as ECOWAS chairman, precedes the 67th ordinary sections of the regional bloc on Sunday. The summit aimed to boost economic integration, trade, and investments across West Africa. Presidents from several ECOWAS countries, ministers, regional economic bodies, private sector leaders, and policy experts are in attendance. Tinubu also invited the Alliance of Sahelian States and Mauritania to promote inclusive regional cooperation. In addition, President Bola Tinubu has criticized the low level of trade among West African countries, saying intra-regional trade below 10% is unacceptable. Speaking at the West African Economic Summit in Abuja, Tinubu urged regional leaders to remove trade barriers and promote economic integration. He called for coordinated policies, improved infrastructure, and investments in youth, innovations, and connectivity. Tinubu also stressed the need to transform natural resources into local industries and jobs, and to create an environment where private enterprise drives growth. He urged leaders to adopt practical measures that will move the region from poverty to prosperity. Furthermore, ECOWAS lawmakers have identified unstable policies, insecurity, and inadequate infrastructure as key obstacles to job creation and private sector growth in West Africa. At the close of a 5-day joint committee meeting in Monrovia, the call for improved power supply, stable legal framework, and increased support for small and medium enterprises. Nigerian MPs stressed the need for vocational training and human capital development, while warning against over-reliance of insensitive for foreign investors. Lawmakers also urged government to safeguard investment and ensure youth engagement through skills and technology. Concluding the economic agenda at the close of the 94th ordinary sections of the ECOWAS Council of Ministers in Abuja, Nigerian Foreign Affairs Minister and Council Chairman Yusuf Toga, they urged member states to faithfully implement the adopted decisions addressing key regional issues, including security, health, education, and food security. Toga emphasized the importance of collaboration to advance regional integration and development, noting that pending approval from the authorities of head of state are required for some recommendations as the Council prepares to elect a new chair. Toga reflected on his 2-year tenure and expressed gratitude for the support he received. At the 2025 Nigerian Public-Private Partnership Summit in Abuja, Cross River Governor Basi Otu and Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa, they emphasized the critical role of PPPs in addressing Nigerians' infrastructure deficit and driving sustainable development. Governor Otu cited the $3.5 billion Bakassi Deep Seaport as vital to easing port congestion and enhancing regional threats, while Governor Ayedatiwa highlighted the transformative impact of the $1.3 billion Ondo Seaports on job creation, investment, and economic growth. Both leaders reaffirmed their commitment to fostering PPPs, noting their potentials to improve public service delivery and boost state revenue. The summit, convened by the Infrastructure Concession Regularly Commission, brought together stakeholders to explore strategies for unlocking private capital and enhancing project readiness. Experts at the event stressed the need for better prepared projects rather than more funding. Meanwhile, the nation continues to face rising insecurity. 12 travelers from the Basawa community in Zaria, Kaduna State, were killed on Friday when a mob attacked and set their boats ablaze in Mangu, Plateau State. The victims en route to a wedding in Guanpan local government area were traveling in an Ahmadu Bello University bus when they lost their way around 8 p.m. and were surrounded and assaulted. 11 others sustained injuries and are receiving treatment. Survivors' account reveal the mob killed the drivers first before burning the bus, with victims inside. Police confirm awareness of the incidents and promise an official statement. Similarly, a suspected Boko Haram suicide bomber attacked the crowded fish market in Konduga, Borno State on Friday night, killing 10 people and injuring 7 others. Eyewitnesses said the attackers disguised himself before detonating the explosive. Troops and emergency responders arrived swiftly, evacuating the injured to a nearby hospital. Security forces have since sealed off the area to prevent further attacks. Reacting to the later incidents, Vice President Kashim Shettima has strongly condemned the suicide bombing that occurred at the food joint in Konduga, Borno State, describing it as horrific act of terrorism against innocent civilians. In a statement issued on Saturday, Shettima expressed condolences to the victims' families and assured that the federal government will ensure justice is served. He directed security agencies to fast-track investigations and provide support to affected families, reaffirming the government's commitment to peace in the Northeast. Shettima pledged continued effort to defeat terrorism and protect citizens across the country. Furthermore, addressing insecurity, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has pledged that those responsible for recent killings and attacks in Benue, Plateau, and other parts of Nigeria will be tracked and brought to justice. Speaking at the media chat in Akure, represented by Major General Obinna Onoba, Oluyede said the military is acting on clear directives from President Bola Tinubu and is committed to ending insecurity, particularly in the North Central. He noted that some attackers may be foreign elements and called for greater intelligence sharing from communities. He also urged the media to verify information to support national security's efforts. The United Nations Association of Nigeria Abuja branch has also urged President Bola Tinubu's administration to urgently overhaul the country's security architecture in response to rising insecurity. In a statement by its coordinator, Dr. Desmond Okocha, the group condemned the recent killing of over 200 civilians in Yelawata, Benue State, describing it as a grave human rights violation and a threat to national unity. While commending the president's visit to the state, UNAN called for sustained, coordinated action beyond condolences. It also urged the federal government to address root causes of insecurity, such as poverty, marginalization, and impunity, and recommended the creation of joint security task forces by Benue and Nasarawa State. On the domestic front, Several agencies are reinforcing disciplines. FCT Commissioner of Police, Ajo Adewale, has warned residents against offering bribes to police officers, citing it as criminal offense under Section 118 of the Penal Code. He also directed the immediate release of suspects held for minors, bailable offenses, and cautioned officers against illegal detention, extortion, and involvement in civil matters, especially land disputes. The CP emphasized that bail is free and any officer demanding payment will face disciplinary action. He urged the public to report misconduct and refrain from using police for personal disputes or debt recovery. The executive chairman of Adrokola local government area in Taraba State, Honorable Ismaila Zakari, has pledged unwavering support and closer collaboration with the Nigerian police force to enhance security in the area. He gave the assurance while receiving the new Taraba State Commissioner of Police at the council headquarters in Sunkani. Sun TV correspondent completes the report.
The executive chairman of Adokola local government area, Honorable Ismaila Zakari, has received the new commissioner of police of Taraba State Command in his office at the local government secretariat headquarters in Sunkani. Zakari Ismaila, who welcomed the new commissioner, assured him of the commitment of the leadership of the local government to a safe and secure Adokola. During the visit, the new Commissioner of Police appreciated the chairman for the strong working relationship that has existed between the Nigerian police force and the local government in the past. He commended the effort of Honorable Zakari-led administration in ensuring the safety and well-being of the citizens, saying he is eager to build upon that foundation. In response, the chairman, Honorable Zakari, said that to achieve the goals of a safer local government area, they need to foster strong communication and collaboration. He proposed the establishment of regular channels of communication between the police force and his office to ensure